Hi, this is attorney Gary Austin back in our series of videos aimed at sharing tips, guidance, and pointers for family law cases dealing with divorce, child custody, and other related family law matters. Today, I want to talk about child custody and specifically visitation between the parents. One of the things that I think is vitally important is to come into court and have in mind what's in the best interest of the child, being prepared to share that with the judge. And two issues come up a lot here in Southern California that have to be accounted for. One of those issues is availability, the other is distance. So I'll start with availability. Generally speaking, courts are going to want the parents who spend as much time as they possibly can with a child. And sometimes that time can be affected by work schedules. Some of it can be affected by distance. So, to give you an example, I had a case recently where the father had a schedule. There was an overnight schedule, and it permitted him to get home to take the school to children the following morning. But one of the issues that really kind of stopped us in our tracks was on one of these days, the father was seeking visitation through a weekend and had to drop the children off on Monday morning. But with that overnight schedule, he was unavailable Sunday night when the children went to sleep. And when we brought that to the judge's attention, the judge was really concerned about it, essentially cut down his visitation time to account for and acknowledge his unavailability to be there for the children when they went to sleep the night before. This was even after over a 5-month period, the father had the children, or actually 6-month period, father had children in his custody, given that the mother of the children had been a really severe accident and could not care for them. But once that situation, the mother's accident and her ability to get back on her feet subsided or went away, the judge was really concerned with the children being by themselves overnight. These were two children under high school age, and the judge was concerned about their safety, somebody supervising them. So that's something you got to go into court, be prepared to deal with, and give the judge a solution that really works for the children's best interest, despite the hardship to the parents. Another issue that comes up all the time, and it goes without saying that in Southern California, there's lots of traffic, homes or people live in very dispersed areas, and sometimes the court just can't do much about that. So I tend to tell clients if there's more than a 20 to 30 minute drive or a distance that's greater than maybe 10 miles, the court's going to have some concerns. I've had some success myself in the past if a situation has come about where you've been with your children and been driving them for long periods of time, and that can be demonstrated to the court. But typically, the courts are reluctant, they're wary of having children sit in cars for long periods of time. So you and the other parent will have to see if you can make an adjustment that addresses that very issue. Sometimes when there's a 30 or more mile, or I'll even say 20, if it's 20 miles in rush hour traffic in Southern California, that can translate to an hour of driving that the parties really have to account for. And again, in my experience, judges are reluctant to give time in those spaces unless it can be demonstrated very clearly that on an ongoing and regular basis, this arrangement works for what's best for the child. So these are some of the factors that a parent going in looking to modify things will have to consider. Again, availability being there for the children when they are actually available, that they're overseen, that they're supervised, that someone's looking after them, as well as distance and trying to accommodate for the time commitment or time constraint that distance causes, as well as just the fact that being so far away from the child and trying to make a situation work for them. Now, If you have a situation where you're looking for some guidance, looking to work with someone on issues, custody and visitation issues, just like this, and putting forward a plan that works for a judge, please contact our office. Let's see if we can help you do what's best for you and your family.